shout out to every one of you subscribers, all you new ones, returning ones, big you all up. By the way, my name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan, trusted name you can trust when it comes to all things reactions. All right, so listen, if you want a shout out in this shout out, I'll give you a shout out. Bear with me, I'm still kind of new to this live stream thing. Man ain't kind of setting out here, man ain't actual speed out here. But you see the title, you see the description. That's what we're gonna get into. All right. So make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share. So straight away, no delay. You know what we gotta react to? Get me? We're gonna react to, you know, some Janet Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what it is as well? Yeah, with the whole Janet Jackson situation. By the way, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Let's go. Especially if you're a Janet Jackson fan. All right. So basically, um, she was obviously trending, right? Okay. Now this is something new. Raven Simone explains why she stays silent on Orlando Brown's wild comments. Meanwhile, the latest picture I saw, well, obviously this is a new video, but that the latest picture I saw, she kind of morphed into Orlando Brown. You know what I'm saying? Get me? I never saw that coming, did she? Now, all jokes aside, though, shout out to Raven Simone, though, for real, man. Like she's been in the game since she was a child as well, same way that Janet Jackson was as well. So, do you know what I mean? However, we didn't come here for this situation. We could talk about that another day, or maybe we can get back into it on it in the stream. I don't know. It just depends, isn't it? But I'm just trying to. Oh, I don't want to get off topic and go off into a tangent. You know what I mean? But but yeah, let's react to this in regards to Janet Jackson. Here we go. It's right here. Perfect. So basically, to cut a long story short, let me pause that for a minute. So to cut a long story short, she's actually, this is the story time, someone to call, and Gymnopédie. So basically, it's just story time. So shout out to Janet Jackson for doing this. I hope this is a continuation because you know she's got many hits, right? So like this is a perfect time for her because do you know what I mean? It's like literally a perfect time. You never know. Maybe in 2026, she could actually headline the Super Bowl. Do you see what I'm gonna say? I'm just saying. And she don't need no other, she don't need no dustbin timber fake. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Let's go. First of all, let's maximize this for a minute though.
I used to come home from school. I used to get out of school at 2:20, and I used to make it home in time for a program that would come on ABC network called the 3:30 movie. Every week or every day there was a different film, I should say, every day. And most
You know,
days there were musicals.
that reminds me of I don't like in the UK, especially in London, if it's to say, because in up and down the UK is different, yeah. But like, um, there's a channel called Channel 4, and they would usually have movies. Even to the point where they even had to think a channel dedicated like film forward. You know what I mean? So yeah, like it's interesting to see talking about Pacific time on ABC network. Like, do they still do that these days? Because think about it. Look, I know we got streaming services here, but do they still do that? And it's different films every single time. Let's go.
So I couldn't wait to get home in time to watch these musicals. And one of the commercials that they were running at that time when I was about 8 or 7 years old was a Dove commercial. There was this lady with dark hair, and it was an all white background, and she had on all white with like a short, I remember it being like a dress that was mid thigh.
Bear with me. I was meant to actually do something. I meant to give me a second. I was meant to see something. I was meant to. By the way, if you're a Janet Jackson fan, hit the subscribe button. Do you know what I mean? Look at that. Black Sheriff releases a song that's gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to react to that on another channel. Do you know what I mean? On my other channel. So it's good to see that he's back. Or maybe he never left, and I just, you know, bear with me a second. I just need to check if this is working. I got. All right. Yeah. So that is working. This is back on. I ain't making the same mistake I did last time. You know what I mean? The same way, like I usually use my speakers. Do you know what I mean? For the audio, for the music, well, say for the audio. But this time, I said, nah, forget it. Let's keep moving on.
And it was like chiffon material, and it was a A-line dress with like I don't know, like maybe a scarf with it or something. There was this song on it, this melody, da dee dee da dee dee da dee dee da. I remember loving this melody to this song. And I thought, oh my gosh, this song is so beautiful. And I couldn't wait to see the commercial to hear that this song flash forward.
I know she talked about a song and she could put flash forward. I just find it so ironic. Not so ironic. I find it interesting that you can draw on from inspiration from your childhood and bring that into your adulthood. Do you see what I'm going to say? I find that very, very interesting, especially from a creative perspective. Do you understand? Like, because if you think about it, this is not this song was released in 2001, by the way. Yeah, in 2001. You know what I mean? So this wasn't her first rodeo. Like, it'd be different if it was a case of she's in a situation where she's making her first song and this is it. You know what I mean? But no, it's not. Like, this is, he's had hits prior to this. So that's what I find interesting. It's like, why then? Do you know what I mean? Like, why then? Let's keep moving. Let's go.
I don't know how many years. I finally heard this song. I think it was in a store. Found out that this song was by a French composer, Eric Satie.
Oh, he's French.
And the name of the song was Gymnopédie. I flipped when I hadn't heard it since I was a kid. I immediately remembered it, fell in love with it, immediately took it to Jimmy and said, Jimmy, because he's always, every time we start a project.
Now this is what I like. I like. So now it makes sense to why. Do you know what I mean? Because when you haven't heard it in years, do you know what I mean? And the fact that you heard it in a advert or commercial, as Americans like to call it, it's like, it's interesting. You have to think about the times there where you think about it. In fact, when this is pre-social media, so now that I think about it, you know, it kind of makes sense because it's like you're not. It's like if you're 8 years old, 9 years old, you're not literally going to be on that. Wait, in fact, you're not literally going to go to your mom and dad. You're going to go to the record store and try and find out the name of that song. Like, first of all, you're hearing it on a commercial or on the TV. So how are you going to, like, unless you're humming the song to the store assistant or whatever, like, and even they may not know because they literally just probably only there for a paycheck for the weekend or for the week or for the month. Do you know what I mean? So they may not necessarily care about music that way. And then plus there's different releases every week. So yeah, I find it interesting. So I'm glad she's breaking this story down. She needs to do this for more of her other songs. I can't even lie. Like, reacting to the music video is fine, like I've done. But reacting to like an artist themselves breaking down the story behind the song, it gives a whole new depth and a whole new feeling and a whole new meaning to the point I want to listen and watch again. But anyway, hit the subscribe button. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Project. He would say to me, what are you listening to? What are you into? Let me hear what it is. What are your favorite songs? Da, 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 da. So I would play him stuff from classical to Brazilian music, which I just, I fall head over heels for still to this day. That was like a major.
See, Brazilian music. Who would have thought that Janet Jackson listens to Brazilian music? Brazilian. These times there, Do you know what I mean? Like if it took a 2000, 2001, when this song was released, 2001, Brazil were tearing up. Like Brazilian ballers, yeah, they were tearing up the football leagues. What do you mean, like Ronaldo? I'm talking about Ronaldo. R9. How about that? Do you know what I mean? Let me have Rivaldo. Do you know what I mean? I think Ronaldo played for Barcelona and also he played for Real Madrid, funny enough. Then you have Rivaldo. Then you have Roberto Carlos, like the free kick specialist. Like, if you were going to argue who is the best left back in the world, or let's say the best left back of all time, like Roberto Carlos would be up there. I think he would literally be number one, and second would be Ashley Cole. You know what I mean? After Roberto Carlos retired, then that's what I said. Ashley Cole is the best left back in the world. In fact, he's the best. When you think about it, he actually changed the way left backs are played till this day. If you know, you know. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't get the credit he deserves. But anyway, because look at Miles Lewis Skelly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no other left back in the world right now, and for England that can play in that position to do what he's doing, and he's only what 17, 18 years old. So that speaks how miles ahead, Miles is right now. But anyway, let's keep it moving now. This ain't about football. This is about Janet Jackson's story time to this song. But I do find it interesting that this is why I like music as well, yeah, because music transcends cultures, it transcends age, it transcends races. Give me a second. All right, so make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Especially if you're a Janet Jackson fan, especially if you're a music fan. As I was saying before, I do like the fact that when it comes down to music, it transcends cultures, it transcends races, it transcends ages, and the fact that what I mean. To mention French, the song is French. But, whoa, 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 whoa! All right, yeah, I find that interesting. But let's keep it moving. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And that just shows you she's a music head. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like she was pushed to do music. No, she's a music head. So naturally, you know what I mean? Naturally, you're gonna draw inspiration from certain cultures. Let's keep moving. I'm gonna rewind it for a bit. Let's go.
What are your favorite songs? Da, 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 da. So I would play him stuff from classical to Brazilian music, which I just, I fall head over heels for. still to this day. That was like a major influence aside from my family and my cousin Steve.
Wait. Do you see how she's gonna casually just throw that in there? Aside from my cousin, my family, wait, whoa, slow down, Janet. Do you know what I mean? Slow down, Janet Jackson. Slow down, Miss Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Slow down. But no, I you know what I mean? The fact that she mentioned that's a major inspiration. It's now making me think I need to react to more Brazilian music. Now, on my other channel, I reacted to a music artist named Anita. So after this live stream, you can go watch my reaction video to that. You know what I'm saying? In fact, that was recommended for me to react to. You know what I mean? So man had to do it still. You know what I mean? Because Anita was featured on Ira Star song, which is a Woman Commando. So that's how I found out about Anita. And it's just so ironic that now Janet Jackson is mentioning, you know what I mean, about Brazil. But I know there's many other Brazilian artists. Leave them in the comment section below and see what we could do. But I think I want to stick to what I'm trying to do with this particular channel. I'm trying to advert to the other channel. I'm trying to keep the content like a particular way. Do you see what I'm gonna say? I'm not like it's hard to explain, but you'll see. You know what I mean? Let's keep it moving though.
What are your favorite songs? Da, 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 da. So I would play him stuff from classical to Brazilian music, which I fall head over heels for, still to this day. That was like a major influence aside from my family and my cousin Stevie. Um, Jazz,
Stevie who? Stevie who? Now you're probably wondering which Stevie, who's Stevie, but Stevie Wonder. You're probably wondering which Stevie, who's Stevie? Yeah, Stevie Wonder. You know, like Stevie Wonder is their cousin, bruv. That is, think about it. Imagine having a family where you have Michael Jackson as your brother, and then you also have Stevie Wonder as your cousin, and Tracy Chapman as your cousin. Uh, huh? And you're talking about musical influences, and obviously, yeah, I said Michael Jackson, but then also because she is literally, I think she's the youngest, so it's like if you're watching your brothers do their thing, like just forget about them being a Jacksons for now. Just put it in your perspective, like your perspective. Imagine you're the youngest in the family. You're the baby in the family. You're seeing your siblings, yeah, your eldest brothers. This is brothers in general. Let's say brothers. They are on the road being successful. You're seeing like fans adore them. They're bringing them money. They're changing how you actually live. Do you know what I mean? Like they're literally. Do you know what I mean? And then on top of that, you're like they bring you into the fold. Do you know what I mean? Where obviously you're not doing anything like that, but they bring you into the fold where you know. Do you know what I mean? I might react to a video where her first appearance on TV or whatever, but like, so you got that, and then you have the influence of now your cousins. Do you know what I mean? Now, obviously, let's be real. As human beings, naturally, we draw close to our cousins. Naturally, it is what it is. When we're kids, it's our cousins that are genuinely our besties. It is what it is. You know what I mean? They're genuinely our besties. So, um, yeah, like so, especially if the your mom and your aunt or your uncles are very close. Naturally, your cousins, you know what I mean? You're going to be close as well. That tends to naturally happen. Now, I don't know when they found out Stevie Wonder was their cousin or Tracy Chapman, but irrespective of that, imagine you're seeing your cousins being successful, doing their thing. Do you know what I mean? I've got cousins being successful, doing their thing. I'm like, yo, these guys are inspiration. I'm looking at them. I'm like, yo, how you do that? Like, I'm not even asking them how to do it as well. That's the other thing. I'm just watching from afar and be like, hey, I appreciate what they do. I ain't gonna try to step on their toes or anything like that. I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna let them do them. You know what I mean? And then if what we do aligns with each other, and then we need each other's help in any shape, way, or form, then cool, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But that aside, though, and I think that's what Janet Jackson or the Jacksons do with Stevie Wonder. Like I don't know what to explain it. But the point I'm trying to make is I find it interesting how she mainly said Brazilian music is her main inspiration, her major. For her to say that's her major inspiration, credit to her, man. I need to know what Brazilian artists she recommends. That's what I want to know.
Miles Davis, who I got to know a little bit as a young teenager.
Miles Davis, when she got to learn about when she was a young teenager. Why? Because of her brother, Michael Jackson, who was a huge Miles Davis fan. And because of the work Michael Jackson was doing, or especially the Jackson 5 were doing, they were able to meet Miles Davis. Do you see what I'm trying to say? They were able to like this. All right, listen, I'm just inspired by this already. I'm inspired. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
18, 19, who was so sweet to me. But I fell in love with this song by Eric Satie. Took it to Jimmy, would play him music every time we would start a project that I was into. And he said it would inspire him. And I said to him that I wanted to use this in a song. And aside from him putting the America sample, Ventura Highway, sending me that track, and me writing the melody and the lyrics for the song, he decided to put Eric Satie in it after we did the song, if I remember correctly. Oh my God, it just so warmed my heart. And full circle, after having my baby, I was looking online for toys for him, and I came across this toy that was like a hedgehog, and it played like classical music to help them to fall asleep to. And it was a
Wait. She was pregnant when she did this song. Or is he talking about? I don't, no, it would have been afterwards, after this song was released. So I'm pretty sure. Listen, I don't know the timeline. I ain't trying to know that timeline. I ain't gonna lie. Get me? Let people's personal life be their personal life. The only reason why I mentioned about Stevie Wonder and them, and you know what I mean, it's only because she mentioned it. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's go.
stuffed animal. And I bought this hedgehog, played it for him, and he was just maybe a year old. And they didn't tell you what song it was. I turned it on, and it was Gymnopédie by Eric Satie. I could not believe it. He fell in love with this song so much. And then when we would go to Mother's house in LA during the summertime, I think my baby was about maybe 4 years old, 3, 4 years old. My nephew,
Oh,
London Blue, he's my sister Reeby's grandson. He's my grandnephew. He's an incredible pianist. He asked me, what kind of music does my baby like? Does his cousin like? And I said, he loves this song by Eric Satie called Gymnopédie. And he said, Auntie talks like that. Gymnopédie. I've never heard of that. And he went and picked it up off of his computer. And the next thing I know, in Mother's living, literally, you guys, in Mother's living room, like maybe 10 minutes later, I'm hearing Gymnopédie being played by my grandnephew, London Blue. And my baby's eyes just light up. He goes.
see, I told you what did I tell you about that cousin connection? I told you. Like, what did I say? I told you about that cousin connection. The way she's explaining it. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, obviously, I know he was a baby then, and I don't know how old London Blue was. But the fact is, you have to look at the connection. The connection is like, yo, imagine, like, how would you think about it? If you got a family member that is going out their way to make you happy, yeah, and you obviously you're a baby, so you don't know any better, but you know that feeling that they gave you all those years ago. So let's say you fast forward, you're older, get me, you're close with that particular cousin, right? And sometimes you may not know why you're close to that cousin, but more time is because they cater towards an energy. Like, I don't explain it. They cater towards you, if that makes sense, and you cater towards them. There's a certain type of energy. Like, for example, like sometimes you may not even realize that obviously they may have done something for you that's made you happy, made you feel, you know what I mean, made you feel good. Yeah, like I don't want to talk it from a, like it could be as simple as they shared a toy with you. It could be as simple as that. You know what I mean? You went over to their house or they came up to your house and they shared a toy with you and you were happy. Do you know what I mean? Or they like it's so interesting of how family dynamics actually can be. Like it's so interesting. I'm so intrigued by family dynamics. I'm so intrigued. So yeah, man. Like, look, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, I like the way she's explaining this as well, and the fact that she's talking about full circle. And I like how she's talking about her son as well. It brings it. It makes it even more wholesome because obviously, yeah, you can talk about the song and the story of the song and keep it strictly about that. But the fact that she can link it to her child as well, do you know what I mean? Because you never know. You never know. You never know. Her son could end up doing music, and we don't know what capacity, but or even if it was to do the entertainment, we don't know at what capacity, but he could end up interpolating that tune as well. You never know. Do you get it? Do you know what I mean? Like, so now that's part of his childhood. Like, because of it's in. You heard what she said. Let's keep moving.
Toward my mother's grand piano, and he's just beaming at his cousin London Blue playing Gymnopédie, which he was in love with. It was so warmed my heart. I'm so mad I didn't film it. I was so in the moment. But you know, those memories sometimes are the best
Facts.
when they're in the mind and in the heart, in the soul. But full circle, and that's one of my baby's favorite songs, and it's one of my favorites from a classical composer, Eric Satie.
Jeez. Shout out to Janet Jackson. Shout out to you watching, especially if you're a Janet Jackson fan. I just find it very I find it very interesting that the way she broke that down and she told that story, the fact that she linked it to her son as well, like it now makes me like I said, it just got me thinking in my mind that like, I can't remember I told Will Smith, but anyway, like it's good. It literally has me thinking, yo, imagine like 15 years from now. You know what I mean? You never know that literally, like Esau, or how do you pronounce it? Is it Esau or Esau? Like he can literally, if he's in the entertainment field, you just never know what field he's gonna go into. You know what I mean? But if he was to go into the entertainment field, you never ever know. You never know where, like, if he could interpolate that in any shape or form. Like, there's many ways to interpolate something that from your childhood. There's many ways to interpolate it. So the fact that Janet Jackson interpolated it from, you know what I mean, that she got Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis to help produce this song, and it, you know what I mean. It's incredible. It's incredible. Like it's absolutely incredible. There's no way you could watch this and not be inspired. I promise you, there's no way you can watch this and not be inspired. Like it, even if you're not doing music, like even if you're not doing music, let's think about it for a moment. If you're not doing music, you can still be inspired by this. Like I'm not doing music, but I'm inspired by this. It just makes, because obviously I do content creation as well, but it's like it just reminds me of like, right, imagine, like you never know could like what could take you to whatever level you are in life, whatever. So yeah, people listen, I've said enough right now. Clearly, like I have said enough. So what I'm gonna do is, all right, listen. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna read the comments real quick, all right, and then we're gonna get into the next thing right now. Okay, so Davido is trending, yeah. Victor Osimhen is trending. I'm guessing because he probably scored a goal. He has to. Anyway, all right. So the comments say, "This is such a sweet story. OMG." All right. What a truly magical story Thanks for sharing, Janet. Love this. Uh, you see, please do more of these, Jan. Please, for real, for real. Like, please do more because, and I would recommend many artists to do more of these as well, but especially artists from a particular era. Um, but yeah, I feel like this is such a fun thing, like because you just don't know how a song can truly come into place. Like think about it. We can sit here and watch and listen to a song, but we just never know about the true inspiration behind it. Even if you can listen to the lyrics and you can kind of get a gist and an understanding of where this comes from. And yeah, you can get it. Some artists can talk about it in interviews, this, that, and the third, but it's different when you hear it from a perspective, the way that Janet Jackson did it there. There's a different vibe to it. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? There's a different vibe to it. Anyway, let me just sort this out real quick because I just seen. But anyway, now